It is match day Saturday as Austin FC are taking on Minnesota United for the 10th time in club history. The last time these two teams played against each other happened last summer in June 2024 as Austin FC got the win on the road as they traveled to Minnesota and got a 1-0 score thanks to De La Rio scoring the only goal in that match. Fast forward now to 2025 and Minnesota United sits 4th place in the Western Conference with 4 wins, 4 draws, and only 2 losses with 16 points to the name. In the last 5 games for Minnesota, it's been really decent for them. 2 wins, 2 draws, and only 1 loss to the name. And they got the loss recently, losing to Vancouver Whitecaps in a 3-1 score. But 2 is that Minnesota has a really decent road record in those 5 games, 1 win and 1 draw, but they're going to travel to Austin FC at Q2. Austin FC sits 3rd place in the Western Conference with 5 wins, 1 draw, and only 3 losses with 16 points. The thing that Austin FC 3rd place, Minnesota 4th place. It's going to be a really good matchup. Austin FC has the advantage because of the 5 wins they have compared to the 4 wins Minnesota United has at the moment. But the thing is, Minnesota United has more goals on Austin FC. 12 goals compared to the 8 goals Austin FC has had. And also, Minnesota has a better goal difference of +2 than Austin FC's -3 at the moment. So this game should be really interesting to see how 3rd place and 4th place are going to shake things up in the Western Conference, the table. Austin FC at the moment has a good record at Q2. 3 games played at home, 2 wins, and 1 draw only. We recently got a win against LA Galaxy about 2 weeks ago. But record shows is that Austin FC and Minnesota United has played 9 times. Austin FC has more wins and more goals than Minnesota do, and also clean sheets. But like I said, this clash could shake things up in the Western Conference standings, and this could be a real playoff energy. But the thing is, what do we expect by Minnesota's attack? Minnesota United's attack have scored 12 goals in the first 10 games of the 2025 season. The Loons have 2 top goal scorers at the moment, and these 2 players have scored 9 goals out of the 12 goals that Minnesota has at the moment. Though the 2 players are Tani Uluwaziwi has 5 goals, and the next player is Kelvin Yeboah, who has scored 4 goals. 9 goals out of 12 goals. Those are really good numbers for 2 strikers for the Loons. And then we're doing fractions here. The 2 strikers have scored a goal every 3 or 4 games with Minnesota. So the style play for Minnesota United is basically this. They like to be a team who counterattack with aggressive wingback players and a solid back 3. The wingback speed on the flanks and strong forwards will make it a tough match and a huge test for Austin FC's defense. Who would I start in the back 4 for Austin FC? It's no rhetorical question on the full backs. I'll start Biru on the left side, John Gallagher on the right side, our 2 center backs. Now that Brandon Heinzak is back from suspension, I'll start him and pair him up with Svakhtov. Those 2 players, when they start, they've allowed 2 goals in the last 3 games at Q2, and also 3 clean sheets when both players play. Like I said, Svakhtov and Heinzak are 2 players who know how to, their chemistry is like this, and they know how to properly make our back 4 solid and much more better. Austin FC's attack have scored 8 goals in the first 10 games of the 2025 season. Our front 3 of Ozuni, Bukari, and Brandon Vasquez altogether 4 goals. So they basically scored half of those goals we've done this season so far. So it's really concerning. Our attack hasn't met expectations yet due to the lack of goals, but we do have a talented squad and start early in the season. Optimism will start once we start scoring the goals for the season. As well, Robert Taylor, I would say bringing in Robert Taylor was a solid signing, and he also is good for depth. I would say that Taylor, from what I saw, he's a flexible player, really versatile. We can play in many spots, but the one spot I want him to start or play in is the number 10, because that's what we lack the most. Borrell brought in players, attack, sure, we needed the goals, but we needed that number 10 that, once belonged to Driussi. So Taylor in the 10 role, can he some support to our front 3, like give good service? I would hope so, and I am here for it. But I wouldn't start him against Minnesota. I would probably start him on the bench and give him minutes off the bench, probably about 20 to 30 minutes. I could probably say if we're winning the match, have Taylor come in to close out the match and probably come in for Owen Wolf or for Elias Sanchez. Danny Pereira is out due to an injury. He's going to be out for about 4 to 8 weeks. He's going to adjust the midfield. If he start 3 players in the midfield, Savovic, Elias Sanchez, and Owen Wolf, but basically have Owen Wolf go by himself, supporting our front 3. Wolf could probably play our 10. All he has to do is score goals. If it's 4 players in the midfield, obviously in the center, it's going to be Elias Sanchez and Savovic. On the right side, you have to put Owen Wolf because Bukhari, I know it's not a good thing to say, Bukhari is basically a player who can come off the bench and close out the game for us against a tiring defense, because, you know, he does that against LA Galaxy. He came off the bench and he really did a great job going up against a really tireless LA Galaxy defense. On the left side, I would have to say start Robert Taylor. I know it's, you know, O'Brien hasn't been that player for us and like he was in 2024, but give Robert Taylor a shot and see if he is the real deal, supporting our front 2, which is basically Uzuni and Brandon Vasquez. So this should be a really interesting matchup, 3rd place versus 4th place. A game that would shake things up in the Western Conference, but my score prediction is basically this. Austin FC gets a 3-1 win, Uzuni gets a goal, and Brandon Vasquez gets 2 goals for this match. And this, I hope this win, or if we win, I hope it's a good start, because we have a busy month and this is May. We have, I believe, 8 to 9 games as well with Open Cup. So let's see what happens. Hopefully you guys understood this video. My name is VanillaMexican 17. I'll catch you guys on the next one.